What's up, everybody? Welcome to Podcast Now. I'm Alex, and in this video, I want to talk about why I am getting Dragon's Dogma 2. This is a video series I do where I look at an upcoming game, and I talk about whether I'm getting it, not getting it, or I'm somewhere in between. And let me tell you something. There's a very packed schedule for the end of March. So packed, in fact, that Dragon's Dogma 2, Rise of the Ronin, they come out the exact same day. You got Alone in the Dark a few days before, and you got South Park Snow Day 4 days after. I don't know why in God's name we decide to put all of these games out within the same week when the beginning of March is completely free, but that's besides the point. This is the game, ladies and gentlemen, okay? This is the game. I've been waiting for this game for a while. Now, look, Dragon's Dogma comes out, and I liked it. I played it when it first came out. I actually rented it. That goes back into the era of my family video days. I've talked about that before on my channels. So I did rent it, and I liked it. And I wouldn't say I was one that was like pacing back and forth like every year questioning when the next Dragons, you know what I mean? So it wasn't something I was, again, pacing around for every single year and then finally, and it's a long time since the last game. So I know this has made a lot of people very, very happy. It's made me happy, but I'm not going to pretend like I was some diehard that's been waiting for this every day of my life, right? But let me say something. The game looks spectacular. I mean, truly. Now, you can say that for, I guess, any game, right? It depends on your taste, but you look at anything that they've shown for this game, the game just looks, it looks like a blast, but it also looks like it's got a lot of depth to it. Visually, it looks great. We know about the pawn system, right? I'm kind of just rifling things off at this point, but I am so excited. And honestly, as we get closer and closer, I get more excited. And even before I made this video like a day or two ago, I started to watch because I've seen, like, they've put out a lot of videos on this game, right? Kind of like promotional stuff. A lot of it I've, like, looked at the thumbnail, like, saw the title. I haven't actually watched a lot. I feel like I've only watched the main trailers for Dragon's Dogma 2 up until a few days ago. Now, fast forward to right now and, recording this video, I have watched a very good amount. I've watched several kind of previews, impressions of people playing it so far. And, I'm blown away. Now, again, let's start actually with that pawn system. So the pawn system was such a great and cool idea, and in my opinion, they are really doubling down with it in this game. I think it's a risk-reward kind of thing. Here's what I want to say. So they talk about in this game, right, like the quest markers and like a quest line in general. Like, they are going completely free. It's based off of AI interrupting you to give you a quest, you running into them. Your pawns will, lead you to, sometimes they will literally walk you to objectives, which, that's kind of what I want to focus on. I really think that is going to make this game so special. Now, I don't think it's the only game ever created to do it, but the pawn system was so unique in the original, and I think with what they're doing in this one, where they are so smart, and you're borrowing it, from other people, and if they experience it with another person, and then you're using them, they will, they'll be, like, more emboldened. They'll, again, walk you to some objectives because they've, like, done it before. I think that's just one of the most clever kind of mechanics, or like gimmick. Maybe when you say gimmicks, it comes off bad, but I love that idea. And now I say risk reward, and this is selfish. This is like me personally. I'm a simpleton, okay? I need help. In games like this, I actually like the markers. I like seeing, you have a question mark over your head, I'm coming. Give me a second, I'll walk over to you, right? I'm that kind of guy. And I'm also a kind of completionist, person. Like, if there's a game with 50 side missions and all of these, like a treasure hunt or whatever, I'm doing my best to do it all. In a game that's not gonna, put it in this great little spreadsheet for me and all this stuff. Now, I respect what they're doing. And I respect them more. I don't even know like a simple kind of approach to it, but almost like you're more in that world because you literally wouldn't have those, markers in real life. So I can absolutely respect that. It's just, for me, it's risk reward because I like the way, what we've heard from pawns, but I am worried that that's going to lead me to like, well, if the quest is not directly in front of my face, I don't know if I would do it, right? So maybe that like pulls me away from things, but that's something I wanted to focus on. The gameplay itself, like the fighting, come on. Gameplay-wise, looks so good. We know about, I'm going to call them classes. I know they don't call them that, but the classes in this game, I think I'm going sorcerer. Okay, I got to be honest. I'm always kind of like a mage type thing. Now, I know they actually literally have a mage, but I like to do those kind of roles. But, they got warrior and more kind of aggressive in your face. You got archers and whatnot. So, I mean, I think I have what I'm going to do, but the replayability, is there as well. The map looks very, very big. They talk about fast travel being kind of not necessarily a risk reward, but, there's different ways of getting to different parts of the map, but some of them may cost a lot. Some of it might be more dangerous, for you to actually, go on that path. And they've talked about almost like random, like nothing scripted, right? So there's just randomness all over the place. You could get attacked on the side of the road. A griffin could attack you like late at night. Like there's a lot of randomness and a lot of things that can happen to you when you're playing the game. Now, I got to be honest, in terms of like story and characters like that's always comes secondary, I believe, with Dragon's Dogma. And honestly, from what I've seen, I haven't really seen any of that stuff be brought up, right? So really, I mean, I'm looking like this is what I want from this game. I'm looking for a game that's like truly kind of unique, right? And this, I don't want, like, when I say Monster Hunter, I'm not necessarily referring to the franchise. I'm just talking about, hey, you're out there in the world, you're picking up random quests, you have random events that's going on, you see random enemies, whether they're very, very strong or not. You're messing around with your different classes. There's kind of like mergings of classes as well, right? Just that kind of fun. And playing with the pawn system and, creating your own and borrowing from other people and kind of creating that almost perfect party or the best party that you can make it. I mean, that's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here for. I'm not really here for story or character. And to be honest with you, all of the games, weirdly enough, at least most of the games in this, time frame that this game is coming out, a lot of them are actually like that. Like Rise of the Ronin might have a strong story and characters. I'm not really playing it for that reason. South Park Snow Day might also have very funny, story and characters. I'm playing it for the gameplay. So it's a very, I think, gameplay heavy and very different kinds of gameplay for all of them, right? You get a little From Software or Neo-like action in Rise of the Ronin. You get this, which is very, I would say it's very much its own thing, right? South Park Snow Day, kind of like a Fat Princess deal going on there. I'm excited. I'm excited for this stretch of games, and I said in the beginning, I'll say it again, Dragon's Dogma 2, before I watched all of these videos the last couple days, Dragon's Dogma 2 was my game of that time. I'm getting everything day one. I don't know if that's the smartest move, considering Dragon's Dogma gets priority for me. So, like, I'm going to get Rise of the Ronin the same day to not play it until I beat Dragon's Dogma. So I don't know, but maybe I'll go back and forth. I don't know, for content creation or whatever. I'm excited for that stretch. I'm excited for Dragon's Dogma. I think a lot of people have said this, like, it really looks like a game of the year. And especially I think maybe some of that randomness and some of like the stories that you might be telling, just things that might happen along the way when you're playing Dragon's Dogma 2. That really might help it, I think, to, establish itself as a Game of the Year contender. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we, end March and we say, yep, that's going to be, at the Game Awards in December, at least, again, as a contender. If not, maybe it's the best game, of the year so far. So let me know what you guys think in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed, bell icon turned on. I hope to see you all on the next one.